Group up. There we go. Hello. Oh, no. We can't have two audios because then it'd be a problem. All right, cool. Danielle, Rena, what's up? My real sister, what's up? Bo, what's going on, my brother? Come on in, man. 3 minutes. Maria, what's up? So I'm watching. I'm watching from my phone. Christina, what's going on? Cynthia Burns. When we're in StreamYard, we can't see the comments, so I'm looking on my phone. Mike Span, what's up, my guy? Mike Span is the content creator of all time, man. Mike Span can make some cool stuff up. Bo, what's going on? Hey, man, Bo. Hey, if you're doing, I hope I don't call out the wrong race, but if you're doing the Charleston Bridge Run, I'm mega excited about that race, man. There's going to be a lot of E2M members doing that Charleston Bridge Run race. I will be down there at the tent with Bo and Nicole, so I'm super excited about that. I'm gonna pop into town for the race and pop out, but I'll be right there. I'll be pulling up on you for the race. Y'all come on out and see me. If you're running the race, Charleston Bridge Run, pull up on me. I will see you out there. Don't hesitate to pull up on me. Sharon, what's going on? We got 2 minutes. Paula, what's going on, y'all? Carrie, what's going on? And then all those folks who are running, what's up, Tammy? All those folks who are running in Charlotte that day, I'll be back in town, so I'm gonna be hustling that day. So I'm gonna get up early, smash down to Charleston, be there for the race, and as soon as the race is over, I'm gonna turn around and smash back to Charlotte, and then I'll be in town for the social event for Charleston runners too. So I will be all over the place that day. Tracy, what's going on? Mary, what's up? Y'all come on in. Pull up. Charlotte, what's up, sis? 1 more minute. We're going to jump into this thing, man. Coach Becker, what's up? Y'all pull up. I keep looking down because, what's up, Robin? I'm looking at the comments. Hazel, what's going on? Rena, what's up? Miss Olive, what's going on? What's happening? Chantel, what's going on? Cassandra, what up? Uh-oh, Cassandra, you pulling up on me? All those muscles, man. George, what's up? Vanessa, what's up? All right, it's 8:03, guys. So I said all my hellos. I'm going to put this phone down so I can focus on the interview. So for all of you who don't know, right? If you're new, you can still say I'm new. I like y'all being able to interact. So if you're new, go ahead and say you're new. I like that. You get to interact because you're still new, all right? You're still new. You're this whole round, you're new. So go ahead and say you're new so people can give you some love and tell you it's going to be all right, okay? But every night at 8 o'clock, you will have a live. You will not always see my face. So I've seen that a couple of times this week. People have been like, well, is this the live? Is this Jeff? Is this the live for tonight? So 8 o'clock every night, Monday through Friday and Sunday, no live on Saturday, you will see me or somebody else in here doing a live about a motivational topic, a health topic, a interview, food cooking tips. You will have something in here every night, Monday through Friday and Sunday. And no, it will not always be me, but at the same time, from the same page, you will see some content live. All right. So please don't get frazzled when you show up at 8 o'clock and it's not me. Okay. So tonight, without further ado, I have my special guest here, somebody who's been with us for a long time, and I'm so thankful for her. Our own resident dietitian, Courtney. How you doing, Courtney?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. As always, I always enjoy talking to you. I always enjoy you kind of opening up. We save you to about week 2 and talk about more nutritional things. And the reason why I do that is because week 1, everybody's mad. So I don't want them
Very
to come
true.
to you when they're all mad about not being able to have carbs. So
Yeah.
I just want to be able to let that settle down a little before we bring in the dietitian. So Courtney, welcome.
Hey, thanks.
So Courtney, tell everybody how long you've been with E2M and some of your background as a dietitian, some of your qualifications.
So my husband and I started E2M in 2020 after I had my third kid.
That's right.
And then I joined the team as the dietitian in 2022. So been doing this for a bit.
A
Yeah,
couple of years. Okay.
couple of years exactly. Yeah, and having a
Yeah.
blast at it. I love nutrition. I love teaching it. I love to share my knowledge with anybody and everybody that will sit and listen.
Love it.
As a dietitian, my day job, I work at a hospital here in Somerville. I am the clinical nutrition manager currently. And then I also see patients there, primarily pediatric GI patients. So all of the GI conditions I hear on plan, I am very familiar with, and I can help work anybody through it. But I've worked with all sorts of age ranges, all sorts of disease states. There's probably nothing I've seen, nothing that I haven't seen, excuse me. So 10 years of, dietitian behind me here.
10 years. That's a
10
lot of
years.
experience right there. I
Yeah.
love it. And I'll give you some props real quick for those of you on the backstory behind me and Courtney. So we were interviewing dietitians because we wanted to bring one on staff. And I'll also give you even more background. So when I first started the program, the internet is the internet, right? And when you're small, people don't care to give you a hard time because they think you're small. But as we grew to 50,000 people and 100,000 people, here came the trolls, the internet trolls. All right. And so the internet trolls were on my case about, is he a dietitian? How many calories is that? And so then I said, okay, I got two choices. I can become a dietitian so I can get them off my back, or I can hire one. And so, like any entrepreneur does, I went out and I found the best. So when I went to go interview Courtney at the hospital, what she does every day as a dietitian every day, she had a big button on that says, what is that? I love nutrition. What is that?
Yep, I love nutrition.
Yeah. So and that from day one, when I first walked in the hospital, we had that interview. I could tell she was passionate about her craft and what she does for people. And if you guys can't tell by now, everybody on my team, my one criteria is you gotta love helping people. Everything else will come along with it, but you gotta love and be passionate about helping people, and that's Courtney. So Courtney, let's kind of dive into a lot of things people see and just talk about a couple of topics tonight.
Okay.
So I always tell people this, and I want you to kind of give us the nutritional background to it. We talk about detox, right? Like, why do people feel so bad about eating healthy foods, right? Like, oh man, why do I have this headache and why do I have that? What is the body going through when you take a person that has not regulated their sugar intake, the amount of carbs they're taking, dairy, caffeine, all those things? Let's talk about some of those things and why the body is giving that type of reaction when I'm eating healthy things. I'm drinking water, I'm eating chicken and broccoli. Why do I feel so bad?
Well, pretty much your body's used to the fuel you give it. It gets used to it. Detox symptoms do go away. Your body's going to get used to the new foods you're eating. But what really is going on is your body's figuring out how to burn different sources of energy. When we are consuming diets high in processed foods, fats, sugars, all of those things that, we get on a day-to-day basis with a westernized diet, it's a high carbohydrate diet. And our body is just burning glucose, storing glycogen, burning glucose, storing glycogen. And yes, that's our body's primary energy source. But what we're doing with E2M is we're removing those carbohydrates. We're getting you down to a really low carbohydrate diet so your body can burn the glycogen also, and then flip to burning fat. So then there's that metabolic switch. So your body is learning to burn new fuel sources, and it does get used to it.
So when you talk about that metabolic switch, a lot of people early on when, the program was getting started, they didn't understand, like, oh man, that can't be true. That has to be trickery. Those photos have to be Photoshopped. No, the way we have E2M set up is it's supplement free. So a lot of folks come in, they're like, well, I take this supplement and I take that supplement. I'm just like, hey, let's do it naturally. We're gonna do it naturally. So your time with E2M, what have you seen in terms of your own eyes? People hear me talk about it, but what have you seen with your own eyes in terms of people naturally losing weight in a healthy way?
It's definitely done with E2M. I think that's one of the beauties of it, that we give you all of the information you need to do it. It's up to you to do it. I think learning the why behind it is also really important for folks. That really does help to push us in a sustainable mode when it comes to weight loss and maintaining the weight loss. Um, my mind just went blank.
It's okay. No problem. I've been asking you questions. They don't know this.
All
I'm asking you
day.
questions all day. So stay in on that though. Stay in on that though.
Okay.
We talk about lifestyle change, right? And I've been really
Mhm.
digging into this, and that's what Courtney and I were talking about earlier today. It's just like people need to understand that no matter what medical route you take for weight loss,
Mhm.
if you and I don't bash that, so y'all stay where you at. Nobody come for me because I don't bash nobody. But if you need to go a medical weight loss route, right? If that's what you are needing to get healthy, just going the medical weight loss route is not the end all be all. You
Mm-mm.
still have to adopt a healthy lifestyle, which means
Mhm.
you still have to eat a healthy diet and you still have to exercise. So what have you seen in terms of like people that really have a hard time making that switch? What do you advise them? So if I'm somebody, so for me, I had a really hard time with water, right? And I'm sure a lot of your current patients don't like drinking water. And so I had a hard time drinking water. Like I love drinking soda. I was a soda guy. If I could walk around wearing a soda T-shirt, I'll be wearing. I'm a spokesman for soda. I love soda. That's what I grew up on. So switching over to water was a really hard thing for me. So what advice would you give people that's really having a hard time on making that dietary shift?
So I definitely would recommend not having any of the foods that tempt you in the house. I know it can be harder for parents or individuals that they may be the only one doing E2M in their household. Um, for those folks, sometimes checklists, reward charts can be really helpful. It sounds silly and juvenile, but I think a lot of those things are motivating. The color wheel that I've seen a lot of people post on the page, I think those are super cool. And to get all your colors in the week or in for the month or in for the year, that's really motivating and it shows progress, it shows change. So trying those types of things can also help be sustainable. And then making sure that you're thinking ahead is also going to be really important. You know, if you're going to a party and you know you're not going to have control over things, be prepared, have a snack, bring a dish with you. Know in your mind, like, I'm going to stick with the vegetables. I'm going to stick with the protein. I am going to do the best I can do on E2M for myself because I have goals.
I like it. So let's talk about some not so pleasant things. Change in fiber. So a lot of people have way more fiber
Mm-hmm.
in the E2M diet than they've had before, and those things, they experience some constipation and stuff like that. We gotta talk about that. That's the shiggity we gotta talk about. Why is that happening? So let's say I was eating all kind of stuff. I was eating all kind of snacks and that kind of stuff, and I didn't have any kind of bowel issues. But now I start eating broccoli and mixed nuts and stuff like that, and I've got some bathroom, some bowel issues. What is the body doing?
So, fiber is really beneficial to help with bowel movements, but it can kind of go both ways. It can constipate you if you eat too much but are not hydrated. It can also give you diarrhea if you eat too much. And then on top of that, there are some parts or some carbohydrates that are within your vegetable or high fiber foods that could be causing some GI upset as well. So, whether it be diarrhea or constipation. So, I think it's really important for individuals to know that fiber can cause those things to your GI system. If you are experiencing those symptoms, there are different ways we can kind of go about getting your fiber intake in. If you're having constipation or diarrhea with raw vegetables, let's focus on cooking those vegetables and let's stick with that for a little bit of time. If you're having constipation or diarrhea and you're eating the same vegetable over and over and over again, let's switch to a different vegetable. Let's change it up a bit so we can make sure that you're getting a wide range of foods, and that you're not being affected significantly by eating one type of vegetable. There are a whole bunch of vegetables, whole bunch of fruit, wide variety and rainbow. And I want to make sure that all of our clients are getting all of those colors in. It's really important.
I love it. And so one thing I'm gonna talk about that I've actually never talked about when I interview you. This is gonna
No.
be a new one. Yeah. So over the years, and now even more importantly, my young daughter. So I have eczema, and certain foods flare that eczema. And so I got testing done to find out which foods flare that, and it's gluten and dairy.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise, surprise. We don't have gluten and dairy in E2M.
Nope.
And so it's one of those things where a lot of people have things going on with their body, but they never eliminate those things. So they never know. So when you have skin issues, eczema, acne, that kind of stuff, they never go through the elimination of taking those items out to see, man, well, why your skin just looks so much better? What's going on with my skin? So can you talk a little bit about a lot of people that don't really know that they have some food allergies or food sensitivities and what could be going on with those things?
Yeah. So dairy and gluten are pretty big names in the eczema world, in the dermatitis world. So keep that in mind if that is you. Maybe definitely try and eliminate it, avoid it as much as possible. It may not necessarily be all dairy. It could be dairy that's high in lactose. So on your treat meal, you may find that you are fine eating, I don't know, a bowl of gluten-free cereal and lactose-free milk if that's your treat meal. I'm a milk and cereal girl here. So,
That's a good point.
But you may find that you can tolerate that, but eating, a cereal that contains gluten and cereal or milk that contains lactose, you have an issue with. So those are things that can be worked through as well. On that note, lactose intolerance is actually more common than lactose tolerance. Most of the world is lactose intolerant. So if you're out there having symptoms, GI symptoms, and you are, cheese, milk, yogurt all the time, cut it out.
Wait,
See if
hold
it makes
on
any
now.
difference.
Hold on, Courtney, because everybody thinks I'm Mr. Big Bad Wolf trying to take away the creamer. I don't want to make the coffee taste nasty. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just want to make their coffee taste nasty. But I'm just trying to tell you, like, I've heard people that, you got little naysayers out there, like, you would have to pry the creamer out of my hands. I'm not giving up. And I'm like, well, baby, if you want to have that body you keep talking about, and you want your stomach to be flat, you might want to give up some of that dairy. But it is what it is. Pry it out. I may come help you
pry it out of your dead hands.
Yeah, pry that creamer out of your hands. But I like that Courtney mentioned that, guys, because I'm not just swinging from the fence. I'm not just like throwing out random stuff. That's why I like that I have so many medical professionals in this program, thousands of doctors. We have dietitian Courtney on staff, and we actually train lots of dietitians. They give me validity to what I'm telling you. If I was just standing here talking, you're like, well, who is this guy? This guy also has a lot of medical professionals backing up what I'm saying. And so when I'm telling you, I don't want you to have these processed things with gluten in it. I don't want you to have dairy. I'm not just here to be a big bully, but if you never eliminate those things from your diet, you never know how good you could feel. There's so many things, like people pay tons of money. Listen to this part. This is big. Tons of money on skincare stuff. But they constantly consume the thing that's making their skin bad. They won't stop the dairy, they won't stop the gluten, but they'll go spend hundreds, thousands of dollars on skincare, and it's just based on food intolerance. You know what I'm saying? So okay, cool. So we'll do one more, or two more questions. What do you feel like as a dietitian? What do you feel like has been like the easiest way for people to adopt a healthy lifestyle? Like, especially, I'm gonna break it down to the kid level, because like when you're dealing with pediatrics, it's like, man, everything for kids is just So, a lot of terrible stuff for kids, man. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
processed foods and stuff like that. A ton of processed foods for kids. So how do you get anybody to get embrace more of that lifestyle change?
So I find it really important for especially the kids that I work with, you know, if they're age appropriate, I'm going to go over comorbidities. I'm going to go over what's happening in their body. I'm going to go over how that food is affecting them, obviously on a kid level. But I think it's really important for anybody to know when you're trying to make these changes, knowing what's going on is going to help motivate you to sustain the changes.
Good point.
Yeah, I think knowledge is power, 100%. Like, I love nutrition. And again, I could teach it all day, every day, because everybody needs to know this stuff. And I think that's what makes
Yeah.
it easy to sustain is knowing what's happening.
So I gotta jump on that, and I got one more question. We'll get Courtney out and go back to her family, right? Because it's 8 o'clock at night. But what I don't understand this. Like, mind blown. I've seen so many people decrease their amount of dairy, cheese, creamer, just all that kind of stuff, gluten while they're on the program. They get an amazing body. They look great, and they look so great that they feel like they can start doing those things again. No, no. Having a great body, being in shape, doesn't mean I can now go back and do all the things I used to do and expect not to gain weight or get out of shape again.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't understand that. But a lot of people feel like, okay, well, I did the 8 weeks. I like the way I look. Man, I want some cheese. Man,
Mm-hmm.
I want some creamer. Because I've heard so many stories about people, and if that's you out there, I'm not calling you out. I'm here for you. A lot of people, they just at some point in the program or after the program, they just decide one day, let me get some creamer in that coffee. And that's their gateway back into creamer all the time. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like it goes from, well, I'm having a rough day. I want some creamer and
Mm-hmm.
caramel sauce in my coffee. Okay, when the next day I want the same thing. And now you go right back to your old ways and you're doing the cheese again. And so now those symptoms you had before, the bloating, etc., you got that coming back. You lost those things because you gave that stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Moderation is key. So when you talk about moderation, right? Is that the same thing you kind of talk about with your clients about how you can have certain foods in moderation, you just can't have them in excess?
Yes, most definitely. As a dietitian, my mindset is definitely there aren't bad foods. It's just how much we eat of them. And again, the Western diet is all about fat and sugar convenience. That's the food that we are faced with every single day. And I understand. I have a full-time job. I have 3 children. My husband has a full-time job. We are on the go. But we probably eat out, you know, one night a week, and that's our family movie night. So that's our treat meal. And I think it's really important to know moderation is key. It's not something that we do every single day. And I teach this to my kids. Like, they know that they can't have a milkshake every day. They know that they can't eat a candy bar or a bag of potato chips every single day. So it's really important to make sure we're teaching our kids these things as well, because they're going to take that into adulthood with them.
I love it. Good habits. So my
Mm-hmm.
last thing I want to say before I get off of here, and this is very important. You pay for this program, but you don't pay for one-on-one counseling with a dietitian. So just so people know that. A lot of people are like, well, I have this issue and I had Crohn's disease and all this. Hey, that's beyond the scope of E2M. And people get upset with us when we tell them, hey, that's beyond the scope of us. You need to go see your physician. You need to go see a dietitian and things like that. So don't get mad at us if you say, hey, well, I had a kidney taken out or I had my gallbladder taken out. These are escalated things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
These are one-on-one things with a dietitian. We give generalized knowledge about this program. If you have those high-level things, I had a kidney stone or a gallbladder or whatever, you got all these food things, food allergies, high-level things. That's beyond the scope of personal trainers, okay? And Courtney is an advisor to the program. She's not an inbox helper where you can just ask her a question. So just so you know that, I just want to make sure that's clear. Now, Courtney, what would you recommend if somebody does need that higher level of one-on-one care? They did have gallstones or had the gallbladder taken out, or they had gastric bypass or something like that. They have questions. How do they get that help?
So a dietitian is obviously really helpful in those areas. You could ask your physician to refer you to a dietitian. Now, with that being said, they tend to be hard to find. So if that's you, please send a message to the team inbox. I do check it when things are assigned to me. But if it's not like specifically, hey, I need to talk with Courtney, it may get missed somewhere in the list of other coaches answering the question. So specifically say, hey, I need to talk with Courtney, and you can always ask to get the information on setting a one-on-one appointment up with myself. So I do see private E2M clients on the side, and I'm happy to help anybody and everybody
It is
with
not
these.
for free.
No, it's not for free.
So if
My
you
time
reach
is
out
not
and you
free.
say I want a one-on-one with Courtney, it's not a free-for-all, okay? You got to pay.
Yep.
She's fair price, but you ain't getting that for free. So just know, don't go blow the inbox up saying I want to talk to Courtney. I want to talk to Courtney. No.
But I
right?
can help anybody that may have issues going on with E2M and trying to incorporate that into their medical history. If I can't, I can refer them or give them a name to reach out to. I can find a dietitian for you.
Good deal. I like that. So the answer was, if you feel like you have higher level questions that are beyond the scope of E2M, if we tell you in the inbox that is beyond the scope of E2M, you can say, hey, can you give me a referral, or can you refer me to Courtney, and we'll do that for you. Okay.
Yep.
All right, guys. I'm fighting some. It's either
allergies.
Some dust telling me some dust is telling me it's time to go, or wrap it up. But either way, Courtney, we appreciate you for all the people you've helped for the last 2 years. I appreciate you, and I thank you for everything. And
Thank you.
Hey, we're gonna keep on doing great things, okay?
Definitely. I love it. This
All
is
right.
great. It's so much fun.
Awesome. I'm gonna log you off and I'm gonna close out.
Sounds good. See you guys.
All right. Just me. Allie's trying to take me out, but it's not gonna take me out, guys. I'm not gonna let Allie take me out. But hey, I want y'all to think about what we talked about tonight. If you don't try to eliminate these foods, okay, you'll never know what it's like to eliminate them. If you don't try to go dairy free, you don't know what it's like. If you don't try to go without gluten foods and processed foods, you don't know what it's like. So you got to try it. If you don't try it, you don't know how beneficial it could be. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great night. I love y'all. Peace.